Hey, damn, this is, uh, totally unexpected. So, if, I probably shouldn't be a laughing matter, but if you haven't, the title obviously says it, Hiromi Tsuru has passed away. If you guys don't know who that was the voice of Bulma. I'm not really sure why I'm making a video about this, because I have been tweeting about it. Maybe I just want to propagate the idea, or to spread the news more. People say, like, it's just a voice actor and, you don't know them personally, and that's true, but what she did was important to me. If you can't tell, this is going to be like, I don't know how many number of videos I've made, but it's very obvious that for my username, the types of videos that I make, that I love Dragon Ball, right? She voiced Bulma, and she was there at the beginning with Nozawa, and Nozawa is like the voice of the series. Dragon Ball as a hobby, right? Dragon Ball as a series and as a hobby is just something that's it's part of me, right? And I anticipate that it will always be part of me. And so this is incredibly sad for me, because, like I said, she was there at the beginning with Nozawa when the first episode of Dragon Ball anything, she was there. And she's been there throughout all the other episodes, right? Besides Bulma, she also voiced Naomi Hunter in Metal Gear, one of my favorite game series. It's tied up there for #1, right? She voiced her. She voiced Naomi Hunter. Who else did she voice? She voiced Meryl in Trigun, the anime. I think all the anime adaptations she voiced Meryl. She voiced Reina in Yakuza 0 and Kiwami, and I was pissed that Reina died in Kiwami and in 1. She voiced Julia Chang in Tekken 3, and you guys know how much I like Tekken because of Tekken 7 coming out earlier this year. And she voiced the Major in the Ghost in the Shell film. So it's not only for Bulma, just in general, she's one of my favorite voice actresses. All those characters, I pretty much have, I like above average in some capacity. She was found unconscious in her car and then was declared dead later at the hospital. People were saying it's an accident, but there were no signs of an accident. It's looking like she suffered from a heart attack. But yeah, it's so sad. That's one reason why it's sad. She was there at the beginning, and she was so young. She died she was 57 years old. You look at Nozawa and all the Yanami who are above the age of 80, and it's just like, how could she die at 57? It's so young. And Bulma, Bulma, again, she's such an important character drama. Just to not hear her voice. She played Bulma for 31 years. 31 fucking years, man. And probably her most notable phrase. Yeah, I have Boston versus Golden State in the background right now, and I'm gonna go off topic a little bit here, but just this, I was watching that and I go on Twitter and I see the news. It's so unexpected, and devastating for sure. Yeah, she was there at the beginning. Her voice is so ingrained in my head. It's like in there. It's like there with Nozawa. It's there with Furukawa's Piccolo, Horikawa's Vegeta, everyone, Tanaka's Krillin, so on and so forth. Damn, man. The other reason that it hurts is because it was Super that was her last, or at least her last animated work. And you guys know how I feel about Super. Herms posted this tweet where Bulma's last line in Super, at least, was her wishing the team good luck and come back safe. which is oddly touching and appropriate, right? Because that Dragon Ball cast is literally a family. They've been together for like 31 years, right? And I'm sure like a bond has been built between them. So they're probably hurting the most out of all of us. But man, I just to be a fan of Japanese Dragon Ball, right? And for this to be her last anime to work in Super is extremely hurtful. Now, her last overall work is probably going to be in Fighters, the Fighter story mode. And I'm going to be getting that for the PC, so we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, just incredibly sad. Just really, really, really sad. I think, and people are saying like, who's the replacement going to be? I think I don't think it's really insulting to ask that question, or to just. I think it is insulting to just solely care about Super and not give any thought to her family. But I think it's only natural to think about like who's going to voice Bulma, because that's what she was known for. That was her work. And ultimately, and I don't mean to get philosophical here, but you know, when you die, it is about how you affected the people around you, right? That's what's remembered. And so I think it's only natural to think about like who's going to voice Bulma now. I've talked about Dragon Ball cast replacements in the past, and I always felt that Yu Kobayashi, who voices what's her name, Sachan, Sarutobi Ayame in Gintama, would probably be a good fit for her. I think that voice suits her, so I would go with that personally. Damn, man, that is just that's just sad, dude. I'm sad for myself because, again, 31 years of her playing that role, and for that voice to be so ingrained in my head for a series that I really care about, right? That's one thing. 2, for it to end on Super, which I don't have high opinions of. And 3, just to think about how much I personally care about those Japanese voice actors. You know, and this also makes me think about Chris Ayres, who voices Frieza in English. Now, granted, I haven't spent as much time with him, but I love his Frieza. And this isn't to make fun of it, but this is just trying to, you know, bring some lighthearted humor. Pretty much has voice HIV. Right, he has a COPD. I think it's like it's like some pulmonary disease that he has to replace his lungs or something. And his Frieza is probably the best voice in the English dub. Plus, he himself is just a fun. Every time I watch like his panels, he seems like a really good person. And yeah, I don't know. Just very sad. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm not verbalizing my thoughts correctly here. But yeah, rest in peace, Hiromi Tsuru, I guess. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Just so sad, bro. Just really, really, really sad.